Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. So yesterday we got some AI for our NPC in our tavern here, and all he does is just walk left and right and pause and face downwards. So one thing I want to start doing is adding dialogue boxes for the NPCs as well as the signs here. Now we've got, if you walk in front of a sign and hit the A button for the Game Boy, which is the P button on keyboard, you can read the sign here. So we need to figure out how to get a multi-line dialogue printing and advancing with subsequent button presses. So I think I always liked the idea that it prints one character at a time, but then if it's a whole sentence, you can hit the A button, and if you hit the A button while it's printing, it would reveal the whole menu or the whole text on screen, and then you'd have to hit A again to advance it. So A wouldn't necessarily skip you to the next line without printing all the characters first, but pressing A would then reveal all the characters to be printed, and then a subsequent A press would go to the next one. So we'll have to see how we did this for the signposts and see if we can extrapolate that to go to be a hitbox for the NPCs as well. Now I think the way we did it was we put a little hitbox in front of our character, and we're checking upon an A press. We're seeing if that collides with any dialogue box objects. I think that's how we're doing it, and I guess to check that we would have to find what dialogue box X and Y, that's what it is, I think. Dialogue box X and Y. So look, we have right here, we have a dialogue box render. Yeah, so this little box that's in front of us works as the collision detection for something that you're reading. Now, we made it so that if you're facing down, you can't read the sign, which makes sense because you can't read the sign from behind. But we would need to make sure that's only working on the signs and not the NPCs. So let's leave this on. I think I want to kind of take down the transparency though. Can I do that? I don't think I can do a float there. Oh my gosh, I can. Okay. So we got a little semi-transparent dialogue box to kind of visualize where that collision is. Let's see where we're doing the actual printing of the dialogue box. So I'll leave this called like dialogue box. Hit detection or detection? I don't know. Dialogue box detection. Okay. So let's see where we're doing the P is pressed to go ahead and trigger the dialogue box. I don't remember where or what we did for that. So right here. Okay. So if P is pressed, we are cycling through all of our signposts, and we're seeing if the player is a dialogue collides with any given signpost. And then what we're doing is we're saying the result of the signpost is an empty string, and the text index gets assigned to be 1. So we would have to look at our signpost class to kind of see what we were trying to do here. But this should be, we can name this dialogue detection or something. I'm calling it dialogue, even though like reading a sign is technically not dialogue between two people, but I'm calling any text box a dialogue. So let's check out our signpost class and see how we're making this work. Okay, so we've got a result, which is an empty string. We have a timer, an index, a length of the text. The text is string itself. So see how this signpost takes in a text? We can check this out by looking at our declarations here, I believe, and it's a signpost. See how this is the text that we're putting inside the dialog box. So we need to do some parsing to we need to figure out how many characters can fit in, is it 2 lines of dialogue, so that we can kind of split it out into a multi-page document if this text count is larger than 2 lines worth of text. But this is the text argument that gets passed in here to the signpost. And then I guess this doesn't really make sense to keep it as a signpost, because the signpost object is what is holding the text. So look, we increment our text if the signpost is updating, and if our text timer is bigger than the trigger and our index is less than the text length, then we're going to go ahead and append a substring of that text to the current result string, which starts off as a empty string. And then we're going to say, See, okay. I wanted to try to do something like there is a printf function we can use, a formatted print, right? And it takes in an optional argument for a limit. And we could just go back to doing that. The only thing is, if it's printing out a long word and it prints out the first couple characters and then it has to move to a new line, it moves that whole word to the new line. And I didn't like how that looked. But the way to fix that would be to know exactly what length of every word as we're printing it, and check if it's past the threshold, and if not, we move it to the next line, and it gets a little crazy. So I might, in the sake of trying to finish this game, try to get this just working with the next line moving down. I think that's going to be okay. So how would we do this? We do print, we print a string, and then we give it, we'd have to see what the printf takes, and we left justify it. I want to see what the optional arguments are for printf. So it's text, font, x, y, limit, align. So let's leave this up, actually. I'm going to just hide this right here. Right covered. Let's go. Right here. Okay. So we have the string, which is the text. We are not including the font, so this is the x, this is the y, this is the limit. So we are limiting it to be just short of the whole screen, and we are printing it. Okay. So yeah, let's forget this lines. Where do we even go with this? So it looks like we have 3 lines, and I was having which line count, which line index. Let's just get rid of this. So no line count, no lines, No line index. We'll have to do like a total character count to kind of see if we can get sequential or like flush text reset. Maybe we want text index to be 1 on a flush text. Okay. So we're incrementing our timer. If our timer is bigger than our next text trigger, which is a 0.04. So every character will be printing at a 0.04 interval. And we're shorter than our text length, then go ahead and append the next part of the substring here. And then instead of doing this line stuff, we'll just increase our text index. And then if our text index is equal to the text length, and we'll get rid of this. I'm kind of like leaving the comment here just in case I'm wanting to do something, but what do we do here? Do we flush our result? What the heck? Okay, we've got some pseudocode in there. I don't think, yeah, this line wouldn't be doing anything, but then we go ahead and render. And what we can do is kind of overwrite the we can put the test string in here instead of our self result. So we can put our test so that we can see what multi-lines look like. Let's see what it looks like to just see a hello test on here. Hello test. I didn't see it appear. I mean, I didn't see it type out. I just saw it appear. So that's because the test is the complete string. So let's just do self.result, because we're only doing the substring of the result. So we'll have to change the text in the instantiation for the signpost. So let's see here. It's printing up. That works. Now, how does printf loop to the next string? Let's see. If we put flower garden and then say flower garden is the place to be if you like flowers. Let's see. Yeah. So do you see how like when like is being pressed, it kind of, it goes to the next screen, which I don't like, but we did take a day or two and try to figure it out, and I gave up on it. But I'm trying to see if these are monospaced. I don't think they are. Yeah, I don't think they are, because we really probably should have a monospace font here. Yeah, because look at the L, the lowercase l and the F, that is very much not a monospaced. Because without it being monospaced, we're kind of screwed trying to count which string would be legal on one dialog box worth of 3 lines. Yeah, because we can't. Yeah, that is messed up. So what do we do here? Do we switch our text to a monospace font? It was hard enough to find a pixel font that I liked, because the game's resolution is Game Boy resolution and it's scaling it up. So it has to be a teeny tiny font. Let's see. It needs to be so tiny. Like, it needs to be so tiny. This is actually kind of looking okay. Squares, bold. What is the licensing on this? Free for commercial use. have not been for usage on screen. Free for personal use, free for commercial use, licensed under Creative Commons. Okay. So I guess we'll see if there's a license text when we download it. Let's just see what this one looks like. This squares bold. See, well, what's different about this, like, look at how many pixels it is. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 pixels wide. That might be what we're doing. Okay. Yeah, that might work. Let's try it. So what we'll do is we'll put this here into fonts. Where's our fonts? It's called BP Dots Squares Bold. I guess we'll just keep that. It didn't come with a license. Didn't come with a license. I'll keep the title unchanged so that we can look and find a license if this is it. Must give appropriate credit, a link to the license, but there was no license. You do not have to comply with the license for elements in the public domain. I didn't see a link to the license. Oh, no. Well, license under. Licenser cannot revoke as long as you follow the terms of attribution. Provide a link to the license. I don't have a link to the license. I guess what we'll do is we'll just snag this. This is ND. Licenses by ND. Okay, well, let's just see what it looks like first. Here, we'll put a little text file in here. Okay, we have to get the text name for it, so it is a .otf. I don't know if Love can handle that. We'll find out. So let's go to our dependencies here, and we'll try to import it into our fonts. We'll say I don't know what text size it is. Let's put 8 for now, and we'll see. I think it's 5. But pixel font 2 is what we're trying. So let's go BP dots squares bold. Okay, let's go try to put this in our signpost print. So before we print up what it is, we're gonna set our font to be this pixel font 2. Not what I wanted, pixel font 2. Okay, let's see. could not open .otf dot. Okay, well. Let's do font. Oh, fonts with an S. Shit. Okay, yeah. It needs to be smaller. I don't know. What is the size? No, bigger. See, and this was the issue I had with the other fonts. That's why I liked the one I had found. Why is the scaling so off? Does it say how big of a font file it is? That's looking better. Still a little off. 10 looks the best so far. Shit. I don't know. 10 looks okay, but it still looks off. We're just going to increment it and see. Yeah, that's still off. Yeah, anything bigger than that is basically unusable, so... Shit. Why does every scaling of it look pixely, though? Yeah, I mean, it just looks bad at every scale. Because, yeah, it's just looking so big now. We can't use that at all. This is the tough part about finding fonts that look okay when scaled down. So probably not that. Oh, look. 10 BP dot squares, 10 or condensed in 26. BP dots and its variations have not been designed for usage on screen. Try using either BP dots or BP dot squares. That's the one we did, right? BP dot squares. Yeah, see 10. See, I thought 10 looked the best, and that's still not good enough. So we got to find something else. Custom readme within a zip. Free for commercial use. Ponderosa. This looks okay. It looks too big, though. It looks too many pixels. I guess it looks about... I don't know, it looks a little wonky, but I guess Let's try it. It's a TTF. Where did the zip file go? Here we go. Okay. So let's try this. We'll see how it looks. It looks like it's a pond E with 3 underscores. So pixel font 2 will do this. We'll see what 8 looks like. All right. Fonts. Pond E. And we crashed on Twitch. It is monospace. It's still not right. It's still getting some weird shading, scaling issues. Yeah, man, this is bad. This is not for small either, because 10 is looking the best and even 10 is looking wrong. It's not quite right. I mean, if we're okay with that shading, which I don't think I like it. The shading just looks weird to me. Yeah, my first instinct is I don't like it, so let's keep looking. This is another Tepid Monkey font, but that makes me feel like it's not gonna work well on a tiny screen. This looks good. Let's try this. $7.12. Let's try this. 712 serif. Let's try it. $7.12 serif. Let's try it. Okay, looking, let's see. Maybe it's 16. Oh, that looks, well, there is still some shading going wrong there. There we go. 16 is it. Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that, and the monospace will help us in doing stuff. So this is a strong contender, at least for while we figure this out. Yeah, I mean, the monospace, we really need the monospace, so I think it's okay. I think it's gonna do us good. Let's see, it's... Okay. Okay, sweet. So it looks like it's free to use for commercial use as long as we have the license on there. It's monospace, so we can count how many text characters can fit on a per line basis, and then we can ask if the text that's coming in as a parameter is bigger than that text length per line. And then that's how we can determine whether or not we need to split it into multiple pages and then worry about the pagination and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna end stream here. I mean, we didn't get much done, but just not really feeling it. Gosh, what did we change, man? We changed 5 files: map declarations, player signpost, dependencies, and play state. Let's make sure. Okay, we have a pixel font too. We can keep that for now. Let's see what we changed. Our signpost. Okay. Yeah. We'll leave that. Yeah, we'll leave that as is now. We'll keep working on this tomorrow, but let's commit here and say added monospace font for dialogue. Okay. So yeah, I'll call it there. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll work on doing more of the implementation of the fonts for tomorrow. So that's what I've got planned. Let's see who we can raid here. Let me see. People are mainly playing games here. Okay, well, hey, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll get some more stuff done on the game.